much guys for watching my videos and supporting my channel. And to those who are new, I invite you to watch my video and subscribe to my channel at the same time, for you will get some information about coming to Canada through the study permit pathway and the life of an international student as well. So in my previous vlog, I talk about the requirements that you are going to prepare in getting a study permit or a student visa in order for you to study here in Canada. And since I know that a lot of you are also interested to know the cost to apply as an international student, or how much did we spend in processing our application before coming to Canada, that's why I decided to create this video. So for today's vlog, I am going to talk about the expenses and the fees that we paid in getting the documents or requirements needed. However, I will not anymore include the fees in getting the certificates such as your birth certificate, NBI clearance certificates, or affidavits, or the notarizations of the documents. So the expenses that I will be mentioning here are for two persons as well, since I came here together with my husband as my dependent. But I will give you the amount per person for your reference as well, in case you will be coming here alone. And in addition to that, the costs were based, of course, by the time that we process our application, and the currency that I will be mentioning here today is both in Philippine peso and Canadian dollars. So for fees that are in Canadian dollars, I will convert it using the rate of 36 pesos per 1 Canadian dollar. So the first thing that you need to consider is the agency. So you need to look for an agency that can help you with your application, and of course it has a corresponding fee, which is sometimes they call the processing fee. But as I have told you guys, you can always process your application on your own so that you can save money. Getting an agency or an immigration consultant or advisor is, just optional. If you feel that you are not confident to do it on your own, or you don't have the time to work out on your application, then it is better to get an agency. So in our case, we went through with an agency in Cebu, and we paid 85,000 pesos since we are couple. And at that time, for single applicant as well, their processing fee was 75,000 pesos. So you can also scout for other agency so that you can compare prices. But of course, just make sure that the agency that you want to go with are, legit, are reliable, and are already known or being referred by a friend, or they have a high approval rating for visa application. But again, it is really up to you if you want to get one, and yeah, you need to allot a budget for that, and for sure their fees would really differ. So you need to look for the best agency that can surely help you with your application, and that is of course within your budget. So the next thing will be the IELTS test, or the International English Language Testing System test. So my husband and I took this test, since in my agency, they really require all their immigrant applicants for Canada to submit IELTS, specifically the IELTS General. And since we were supposed to apply through the Express Entry program and not the study visa program, then we took the IELTS General training. But for student visa applicants, technically they really require academic IELTS. So but again, I know that there are some schools here in Canada that will accept IELTS General or can actually waive IELTS, and you just have to confirm it with your chosen school so that you don't need to take this test. So before we took the test, we enrolled in a review center, so we'll have an idea of the mechanics of the test. So we paid a certain fee to the review center So that was 4,000 pesos per person. So for the two of us, that was 8,000 pesos. And I already forgot if it was unlimited review or not, because there are some review centers that are offering unlimited review. And for the IELTS exam itself, we paid almost 9,000 pesos per person for the test fee. So for both of us, that was 18,000 pesos. And you also have two choices of the affiliated test centers. You can take it with British Council or the IDP. So the validity of the IELTS test is for 2 years. So again guys, you just have to coordinate with your chosen school if they can waive IELTS upon review of your transcripts or approval of your transcripts, so that you don't need to take this test. So next to that is the school application fee, and at the same time your tuition fee deposit. So as I have mentioned in my previous vlog, I sought help from an affiliated agency in finding a school for me, and I paid an additional fee for that. So they charged me for the education advisory fee in the amount of 10,000 pesos, which was non-refundable. And after I had chosen the school, I submitted my application in that school, and I paid an application fee. In Olds College, their application fee was 157.50 Canadian dollars. So I paid it online, and after paying and being admitted in the school, they required me to pay the tuition fee deposit in the amount of 1,000 Canadian dollars. And that deposit was actually deducted from my tuition fee for the first semester. So it had also an additional 25 Canadian dollars PayPath payment service fee, as I did the payment online. So in total, I paid 1,025 Canadian dollars. So just to give you an idea of my tuition fee as an international student, in the program that I took, Business Management Certificate, my tuition fee for the first term was 7,000 Canadian dollars, and that does not include the fees, other fees in schools, such as the admin fees, your health insurance, student association fees, and that also like cost around 1,000 Canadian dollars. And you also have to, buy your books and also your school supplies. The books as well like cost 100 Canadian dollars. So in my first year, it had 2 terms or 2 semesters, so I spent around 15,000 Canadian dollars, excluding the books and school supplies. So the next one is the medical examination fee. In our case, we did our medical exam in Cebu City in a certain clinic there, and the medical fee was around 11,815 pesos. So that is their medical exam fee for the Canadian visa applicants. So aside from that, there was also a mandatory vaccine at that time. It was the MMR vaccine for measles. It cost like 1,600 pesos per person. So like for the two of us, it's 3,200. So the medical exam result is valid for 1 year. So another thing guys is the proof of funds. So the minimum proof of funds for a student alone is 10,000 Canadian dollars. That will be for your living expenses for 1 year. That is to show that you can support yourself while in Canada, while studying here in Canada, or while staying here in Canada. So if you are going to take a 1-year program, you need to allocate that amount, the 10,000 Canadian dollars for your living expenses. And if you are going to take the 2-year program, then that will be 20,000 Canadian dollars. So that is only for your living expenses. And if you have a family member who will accompany you, will come with you here in Canada, then it will be additional 4,000 Canadian dollars for the first family member, and every additional accompanying member will be 3,000 Canadian dollars. So apart from your living expenses, you need to add your full year tuition fee. So for example, if your tuition fee is 16,000 Canadian dollars for the whole year, then you have to add 10,000 Canadian dollars for your living expenses. So that will be 26,000 Canadian dollars for 1 year. And if you have a family member who will come with you in Canada, then you have to add the 4,000 Canadian dollars. So that will be a total of 30,000. So that is just the minimum amount needed. So it is also better to provide higher amount in order for the visa officer to know that you have really the capability and you can support yourself while you are in Canada. And for the complete list of proof of funds and the minimum of funds needed to support yourself as a student and any family member who will come with you in Canada, you just have to visit the CIC website for your reference and for more information. So now, after we have completed all the documents and requirements, our application is ready for submission to the VFS Center. But before that, we paid again to our agency for the handling fee. Yes, we still paid that one, although we have paid the processing fee of 85,000 because they said that it's not included in there. So the cost for handling fee is 15,000 pesos since we are couple, but for single applicant it's just 10,000 pesos. Then again, you have to disregard that one if you are not getting an agency, if you are just processing your application on your own. So the next thing you need to consider is the filing fees in getting your permits. So in our case, I paid for the study permit fee or the student visa, which costs 150 Canadian dollars, and my husband for his spousal work permit in the amount of 255 Canadian dollars. So that will be a total of 405 Canadian dollars for the fees. Another one will be the biometrics. So for 14 years old and above, you need to undergo biometrics. So if you have children who will come with you to Canada that are below 14 years old, then they will be exempted. Biometric enrollment fee was 85 Canadian dollars per person, and since we are two, so it was 170 Canadian dollars. Another fee is the VFS fee, which costs 742 pesos. But we did not pay this one out of our pocket, as it was our agency who shouldered it, since they have included it in the agency handling fee that we have paid. So they just gave us the money, and we were the ones who handed in our documents or our application package to the VFS Center. And lastly, when everything was complete and we had received our visa, we then booked our airfare ticket to go to Canada. Our agency as well helped us in booking for our ticket, and we opted for the direct flight for our convenience, since it will be our first time to come to Canada. So we paid around 126,770 pesos, and that's for the two of us already. So the itinerary for our ticket was from Bohol to Manila, Manila to Vancouver, and then Vancouver to Calgary. So as a recap, guys, so this will be the breakdown of our expenses in coming here to Canada. So again, this computation is for two persons, and me as a primary applicant as a student, and my husband as my dependent. So if you will just be coming here alone as a student, then just disregard the expenses of the dependent for each item. guys, that is basically the overview of how much we spent in the processing of our application in coming to Canada through the study permit pathway. So if you find this information helpful and interesting, please don't hesitate to like this video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe as well and hit the bell button so you will be notified of my upcoming videos. So bye for now guys, and see you on my next one.